Ellco is a company that has been around since 1985. We're based in Norway. It was founded by my father and two other gentlemen back then. We have 25 employees at the moment. We have a turnover of about 7 million euros per year. And yeah, as you can see, we have a mix of direct and distributor customers, a very diversified market base. And we make everything from blank to heavily embellished labels for the wine and spirits industry. And we've been using Label Traxx since 2015. What I saw as soon as I got into order entry, customer relations, we had a very strange mix of doing things manually and using our previous ERP system. So what I saw was that we hadn't been able to finally to really get rid of the old way of doing things. So the estimators, or let's say the employees who knew how to make an estimate, they were really doing that manually, and then they would have to enter all the data in a certain sheet and send this sheet to someone who actually were able to enter this data into the system. And even then, that same data was written on the, let's say, the envelope that the job ticket went into. So we were entering the same data 3 times and wasting a lot of time. We also saw that because of we had invested in an ERP system, but it was too difficult to learn, really.
Mm-hmm.
That was
it designed for our industry, or was it generic?
It was let's say the platform was generic, and then there was kind of like a plug-in there was a huge Microsoft platform, and then a plug-in that were supposed to be working well for label printing, but it really wasn't. So nobody really saw any, I think, what do you call it, incentive to use the system. So then it was just a waste of money. We're just going through the motions. That's what I felt like about that system. One of the things we saw when we really started collecting the data was that the speed we thought we would get off the press was not the same as reality showed us, actually. We had to rethink the way we estimated jobs.
Yeah.
You changed your standards in terms of speeds and waste and
what the old thinking was that okay, this press can run at 100 meters per minute, so this job can't take more than 60 minutes. But then we realized that the average speed was 40. So yeah, data is good to have, but when we if we go back to 2015 and the question on the screen here now, what range of solutions that we were looking at, we had our experience from the previous system. It wasn't really made for label printing and didn't have let's just say I started looking for systems that had a good track record of label printing customers. And we looked at 3 or 4 candidates, and it boiled down to 2. I guess that's what it does for most customers now. It's either CERM or Label Traxx. That's the way I see it. And we ended up with the one that we in 2015 saw as the most intuitive system.
As you've moved along, what did you notice as some of the most significant improvements?
I think the easiest one is you save time. You reduce the risk of quality issues.
How about you mentioned some soft improvements like communication and reduction in quality errors. Any others that you would add?
Kervin spoke about transparency earlier, and I think that's maybe the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can, and that's especially maybe after we got batched. Everyone has access to the same data, the same reports, the same plans. You can. It's easier to get people to understand why we cannot do this job next week. We might have to wait a couple of more weeks. The pipe is full.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, again, you will take better care of your customers without people internally having to ask all the same questions a million times a day to the production manager. They can find the info themselves in the system while they're talking to the customer, and things are running more smoothly.